business.
Well, I have a question, actually, under new business. Could I, briefly, I know that we've been going at this all evening, but you just recently did a NEASC visit.
I did.
Could you share a little bit of that with us?
Yeah, I'd be happy to. I was invited to serve as a member of a visiting team, just like when Hull High School was reaccredited. How many years ago was that, Mike?
4.
That was a big deal.
And we all serve on visiting teams for NEASC. Well, many of us do. It's part of belonging to NEASC. It's giving back to the organization, and it's a fabulous professional development opportunity. However, I was invited to serve on an international site visit for the International School of Zug and Lucerne, and I was delighted to be part of that visit. The school was a pre-K through 12 visit school with 3 campuses in Zug and Lucerne, Switzerland, and it was an intensive process that was one of the best professional development opportunities that I've ever been afforded. I served on the NEASC visiting team. It was a synchronized visit between NEASC, which is the New England Association of Schools and Colleges, and CIS, which is a European group that's headquartered in the Netherlands, which is the Council for International Schools, and also the International Baccalaureate Group. And so those 3 accrediting agencies visited the school at the same time. There were 2 Americans on the team, on the joint team, and all of the other participants, there was 1 South African, and the rest of the people was a woman from Ethiopia, and the rest of the people were from different places in Europe. And we spent 7 grueling days, but wonderful days, examining every aspect of the school, looking at the standards that NEASC puts out, and seeing how the school, much like what you did, the school put together a self-study, and then we looked at their self-study. Did we agree with the self-study? Did we agree with the ratings? And it was a marvelous school, and it's probably one of the best schools I've ever seen. But it was just a great opportunity to spend an intensive week examining an educational institution. So I was happy to be on that team, and I went last year to the International School of Boston in Cambridge. Mm-hmm. So that was a wonderful week. But this being in Europe, there was just a different flavor to the whole experience, and it was a wonderful experience.
How much did it cost?
Well, it didn't cost me anything, and it did not cost the town of Hull anything. The exact cost I had estimated before when I filled out some forms. I don't have those numbers with me. But the visiting school pays, the school that's being visited, the school that's the candidate for accreditation, and this was an initial accreditation of this school, not a reaccreditation, pays all the costs. So when Hull High School was accredited, right, we paid for the meals for all of those people, and the transportation, and the housing at the Clarion. So
I forgot about that.
Where this is an international school, the expenses are higher, but they want the NEASC, they want an American accrediting agency to also accredit the school, because so many of their students attend American universities. And many of the students are Americans.
Okay. Okay.
So that's why they want a NEASC accreditation.
Kathleen, you said it was an intensive day. What were those hours? Because when you told me, I was like, oh my God.
Well, the first meeting, so this meant the breakfast and showers and everything had taken place, sometimes 6:45 in the morning, and we went straight with, on a good day, we had a 25-minute break somewhere until about 10 at night.
Wow.
Anything that you could bring back that you saw there that we could implement at Hull High School?
Well, I'll tell you, they had amazing resources and staffing levels. If 4 students wanted a course, the course would be offered. They have about this.
Mike is just laughing.
They have about the same number of students that we have on 3 campuses, and they had twice as many, almost mathematically. They had 333 staff members. And the resources that this school had were phenomenal, and the opportunities that the students had. There was a group at Mount Everest, the junior class goes to Nepal. It was, and the students were so nice, and the thing that I won't ever forget is the way, and I know they were prepared for the visit, but the way they believed, the students believed in the mission of their school. And they had it boiled down to 3 things, and it was respect, motivate, and achieve. And there wasn't a student who couldn't tick that off at the high school level. And they had explanations for it, and achieve didn't mean get 800 on your SAT. It meant do the best you can do. And it was just a wonderful environment, and the way those students believed in respecting each other, and that was just part of the culture.
Wow.
I was saying to myself a couple of times, the students were so nice, and it was such an opportunity. And I said, they'll be 30 years old before they realize what an opportunity they have at that school.
That's true. That's true. And you just sound like you just really, really enjoyed and
I
learned so
loved
much.
that school.
That's awesome. Does anyone have any questions they want to ask?
No?
Oh, so in essence, the school pays all the expenses for each visiting team member.
Oh, one thing I just, can you just talk about the waiver that you had to sign?
Oh, I wanted to make sure ahead of time that I could do this where there was airfare involved and things of that sort. So I checked, and I had to complete all sorts of forms, and the school committee had to agree that I was not receiving any personal benefit.
Correct.
Right, I remember doing that. Okay. Well, thank you so much. That sounds like
Yeah,
a wonderful.
It was one of the best professional development opportunities that I've ever had.
That's fabulous. Thank you. Thank you for explaining that, because there were some things that we had talked about, but I still didn't quite know. So this is wonderful. Thank you. It's an honor, too, to be involved in that, right?
It was nice, yes. I was pleased to have been asked.
That's great. Well, good. Thank you.